Today we'll have a little bit of a unique meditation at the end. I'm going to play a new instrument for you, the kalimba. It's like a hollow body, like guitar type of body. And then you just kind of like pluck each of these things. So it makes this really like ethereal kind of sound. So we're gonna try that for our to accompany our Shavasana meditation at the end. So for now, we'll get started. And when you're ready, come on over to your yoga mat. We will start laying down today. Feel free to lie all the way down if you'd like to. Shavasana with your arms and legs outstretched. Or you might bend your knees and stand your feet up near the edges of your mat, and then let your knees come together near the center. Letting your arms and hands find a comfortable place to rest. And adjust all you need until you feel like stillness might be a good option. Seeing if you'd like to close your eyes or just kind of soften your gaze. Letting your body release the need to be on or like on call. We'll rest here for a few minutes. So for now, really letting your muscles soften, letting your body be supported by what's beneath you. And feeling the points of contact between you and the floor. And layer by layer, let's make our way down to the earth. So maybe beneath you is a yoga mat or the floor. Maybe there's a subfloor or basement beneath that. Maybe the foundation of your building you're in. If there's anything else that you know of beneath that. Maybe the mycelial network of all the different mycelium fungi. There's probably a good chance there's some dirt, roots, all kinds of systems beneath you. Imagining an energetic connection there to the earth. Some like to visualize it like a cord of energy or a root connecting your energetic body to the ground, grounding, if you will. As you inhale, feeling that connection, and as you exhale, sending some of your energy back. Inhaling some fresh, nourishing earth energy, and exhaling it back. Strengthening this connection. Some say you can rely on the earth to help bring your body back into balance. You probably experience the healing aspects of nature. So even though you're inside, you're just a number of layers away. If you would like to set a dedication or intention for your practice today, feel free to bring something to mind right now. Take 3 deep breaths followed by 3 sighing breaths. So just inhaling like normal and exhaling like normal. Inhale, exhale. One more normal breath in and out. This time we're inhaling through the nose, pausing for a moment if you'd like, and then exhaling with a sigh. 2 more like that. Starting to reawaken your physical body with some gentle movements, wiggling fingers and toes, circling your ankles and wrists, perhaps. And in your own way, coming to extended or long body stretch, where we extend the arms and legs out in opposite directions, reaching and stretching through the fingers and toes. Banana pose is next. Let's walk the heels over toward the right edge of the mat. Sensing any kind of stretch there through the left hip. And grabbing hold of your left wrist. Direct your upper body to the right so you create that nice banana shape, side bending to the right. And let's think about it more like side expanding. So we're expanding through that left side. See if you can direct more of the energy of your breath to that left side, your left lung. And when you're ready, switching sides, walking your heels toward the left edge of your mat, grabbing hold of the right arm or wrist up overhead there and directing your upper body to the left. So now we're making that banana shape and we're expanding, side expanding through the right side and the right lung. Breathing just a little bit more with more energy into the right lung. And then we'll come to center. If you have any props beneath your head or anywhere beneath you, you might want to move those to the side for now. Let's bend the knees up and plant your feet on the floor. We'll do some bridge pose here. So pressing your hands and arms down into the floor on either side of you. Tuck your shoulder blades in beneath your chest so you feel expansive through the rib cage. Press down through your arms, press down through your feet, and with an inhale, start to lift up through the hip points, reaching high through those hip points. And exhale, lower back down. If anything felt goofy with your knees, you maybe could walk your feet out toward the top of your mat or maybe out a little bit wider. We can experiment here. We'll go through that a few more times. Inhaling, bridge pose. Exhaling, lower down. Your choice now if you continue to inhale and lift and exhale to lower, or if you want to hold your bridge pose up at the top. Either way, we'll have about 3 more breaths. And whenever you've had enough there, go ahead and hug your knees in toward your chest And round up so your forehead reaches toward your knees. Stretching out your low back. And go ahead and let your upper body come back down to the floor, but continue to hold on to your knees. And we'll find a little bit of swaying or rocking or circling through the knees here so that you feel massaging pressure through your low back, through the sacrum, that very lowest part of the spine that connects to the pelvis. We're gonna do one more bridge experiment here. You can always come back to this kind of massage point here if that's the kind of class you prefer today. Otherwise, we'll bring the feet back down to the floor. Arms are coming back down by our sides, preparing for a little bit more bridge. This time, we're going to pick up the left foot, and if it's possible, stepping your foot to your right knee or your right thigh. If that's not easy to do, you could bring your ankle, your left ankle, to the top of your thigh, like in figure 4 position. So wherever you're at, if you're pressing your left foot into your right knee, let's come up to bridge pose, pressing up, maybe not quite as far here, and then lowering back down. One option here, lifting up, pressing the left foot into the right knee, and then lowering down. If you want to take it a step farther, you could try lifting and straightening that left leg up, and then lowering. So we'll just do that a couple times, playing with bridge pose. All right, in between sides, let your feet come down to the floor. Toe heel your feet out a little bit wider. Then let your knees twist over to one side and then up and over to the other side, like a windshield wiper movement. Up and over, twisting the knees one way and then the other. Coming back to our bridge on the other side this time, lifting up the right foot, possibly stepping the right foot onto your left knee or thigh, or the right ankle on top of the left thigh. They're both kind of interesting variations, so whichever one feels right on this side. Let's inhale and lift, bridge pose, and exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, exhale, lower. If you wanted to step it up one more notch, we can lift and straighten or almost straighten the right leg, and then lower it all back down. And then when you've had enough there, let's go for another long body stretch, reaching arms and legs in opposite directions. All right, turning on to either side and then pressing your way up to a seat. Straighten the legs out right away here. We'll kind of stretch the hamstrings after all of that bridge pose. So sitting up nice and tall here. You could bend your knees or not. Either way will do. We'll inhale, reaching high, and then exhale, forward fold. You want to grab hold of your feet, but it is hard. Just bending your knees a little bit more could help. Taking breaths and noticing how that affects what you're feeling. And coming back up. Let's sweep the legs around to either side and find tabletop, hands and knees for cat and cow. Spreading the fingertips out. Inhale, cow pose, lowering the belly, lifting your gaze and your tailbone. Exhale, cat pose, rounding up through your spine, tucking your chin and tucking your tailbone. Inhaling, cow pose. Exhaling to cat. Take your time and let your breath be your guide. Inhaling to cow. Exhaling to cat. We'll meet up in extended child's pose, so walking your knees out toward either edge of the mat. Big toes touching behind you, and then starting to sink your seat toward your heels. Maybe walking your hands up toward the top of your mat, and then lowering your head and your heart toward the floor. Let's do some diaphragmatic breath here. So inhaling, letting your belly expand in all directions. Exhaling as you release any tension from your day. Inhaling low and slow. Exhaling with purpose. When you're ready, coming back up to tabletop. If you have yoga blocks with you and you want to use those today, we'll bring those up for the top of the mat here. Curl the toes under and find your way to downward facing dog. Commit to your breath here first and foremost, pressing your palms into the blocks, reaching through the shoulders, maybe pedaling your legs out, bending and straightening opposite knees. Eventually come forward to your high plank. Bend your knees so you're kind of reaching back toward your heels, and then step one foot forward and then the other. Forward fold at the top. Take as many breaths here as you want. If you like ragdoll pose, maybe swaying a little bit. We'll eventually make our way up to stand. So find something enjoyable along the way. Rising slow, maybe bringing your hands to your legs, walking them up. And at the top, we'll get a little bit of a shakeout going. So just gonna shake and loose any of the real or imagined dust of the day. I like to physically dust myself off. Like that really feels like an energetic cleansing to me. Do what feels right to you. You could shake out each limb independently, or maybe lift and lower your heels a couple of times. Hopping a little bit. Just so you're feeling alive, like your blood is flowing. Eventually, let's come up to the top of the mat here. Bring your hands down by your sides and then flip your palms to face the front of your space. You might close your eyes for a second here as you feel your foundation, connection between the floor and your feet. kind of today's theme is checking in with your foundation. And bringing your awareness all the way up to the crown of the head. With an inhale, reach your arms around and then join your palms overhead. Exhale, lowering hands down to heart center, tucking your chin as you arrive. Inhale, reach your arms around and up, this time looking up toward your palms as they join overhead. And exhale, lowering back down to heart center, tucking your chin at the bottom. Let's do it again. Inhale, rising up. And exhale, lowering hands down, heart center. All right, this time let's inhale, reaching high. But with our exhale, we'll swan dive, forward fold. So the arms are going out wide first, leading with the chest. We're hinging at the hips here. And we just can't hinge anymore, then we can round forward. Inhale, halfway lift, sliding hands up to the thighs. Exhale, lowering your hands down to your blocks or the floor. Step just your right foot back and lower your right knee down to the mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, low arrow pose. So we're sweeping the arms forward, down, and back. As we lean forward, flip your palms to face the floor. So you're hugging your shoulder blades together behind you. This is our low arrow pose. Inhale, reach your arms back up. First lowering, then down, forward, and then back up high. Do that again. Exhale, low arrow pose. And inhale, rise up. Exhale, lowering both hands down to your block. Step your left knee back to meet your right in tabletop position. And then lower your chest all the way down to the floor. Bringing palms to either side of your chest. Press the tops of your feet into the mat so your knees and your thighs kind of lighten up on the floor. Inhale, baby cobra. We're lifting through the head and the heart using the strength of our core and muscles around the spine. Let's stay here for a few breaths. If it feels too strenuous, why don't you lower down a bit? Have just about one more breath in. And breath out, lower down. Bring the right arm out toward the right side. And I forgot what we call this pose, but this is the one where, so the right arm is out to the right. We can bend the left knee. So your left foot is in the air now. Start to press into your left hand as you turn onto your right side. And as if you could reach your toes to your hand behind you. I think it's like scorpion something. And then we're switching sides. So go ahead and bring yourself back to center. The right hand plants next to your chest. The left hand reaches out toward the left side. Bend your right knee. Start to turn and reach those right toes back as if you could touch your left hand. If you want to go back and forth a couple of times, go right ahead. Someone here had mentioned how they enjoy the sensation of kind of massaging out the thighs during this, and I think that's just so lovely to like discover a new focus. Okay. Come back to center. Press your way up to tabletop, and with an exhale, back to child's pose. Inhale, rising back up with a cat back, so rounding up kind of leading with the shoulders. And then exhale, child's pose, sinking back down. Inhale, rising up with cat back, so rounding on the way up. Releasing and exhaling back to child's pose. Let's rest here for a couple more breaths. Inhale, rise up, tabletop, curling your toes under. Exhale to downward dog. Big breath in. Notice your foundation. Exhale, commit to that steadiness and groundedness through your hands, through your feet, down to the earth. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, bend your knees, look up toward the top of your mat, but with your exhale, walk your hands to the back of your mat so you end up in the back in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, joining hands overhead. Exhale, hands coming to heart center, taking a few moments here. Noticing your heart beating. Maybe you can feel that if you press your thumbs into the center of your chest. How solid does your foundation here feel? Do you feel steady? Reflecting briefly for a moment, what might strengthen your foundation outside of yoga in your life? What could use some care or strengthening? Let's take a clearing breath together, inhaling through your nose, sighing to release. Opening your eyes if they were closed. You can keep your hands up here or lower them down. Let's shift to balance over the right foot here and start to lift your left knee, maybe just a little bit. You can always keep your left toes down on the floor here or lift them up a little higher. Up to you. Inhale. Exhale, straighten your left leg, either touching your left heel down to the floor or keeping it lifted to the best of your ability. Inhale, bending your left knee. Exhale, straighten. This time, touch your left heel down to the floor and step into the left foot. Inhale, reaching high. Exhale, airplane pose, reaching the arms back, hugging the shoulder blades together, maybe leaning forward and lifting your right toes up off of the floor behind you. But no need to rush. We can stay somewhere steady. Eventually using an inhale to come back up, seeing if you can bring the right knee up with you. Exhale, straighten your right leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten, take a step forward, right heel coming to the floor, step into the right foot. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, your version of airplane pose. Eventually using an inhale to rise back up, bringing your right knee with you just for a moment. And exhale, step it down, shake it out a little bit, come to the top of your mat. All right, inhale, reaching high. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, arms reach wide, hinging, and then lowering the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, sliding hands up to thighs. Exhale, bring your hands down to the floor or blocks. We're stepping just the left foot back this time and lowering the left knee to the mat. Inhale, rise up. Breathing here, exhale. Inhale, preparing for our exhale to low arrow pose. Arms sweeping forward, down, and back. Hugging your shoulder blades together behind you and leaning forward. Inhale, rising back up, reaching your hands high. Exhale, low arrow pose. Inhale, rising up. And exhale, hands coming down to the floor or block. Step your right knee back to meet your left, tabletop. And with your next exhale, lower your chest down to the floor. Take as many breaths as you need, preparing for 3 rounds of baby cobra. Inhale, lifting the head and heart, pressing your feet into the floor. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up, baby cobra. And exhale, lower down. We'll do it a little different this time. Inhale, rise up. Press your hands into the mat. Rise all the way up to tabletop. And with your exhale, back to child's pose. You might reach your knees out a little wider if that helps you feel comfortable in some rounds of belly breathing, diaphragmatic breath, expanding with the inhales and releasing with your exhales. When you're ready, inhale, coming back up to tabletop, and exhale, downward dog, our last downward dog of this class today. Big breath in once again, making that connection down through the floor to the earth. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, bend your knees and look up toward your hands, but with your exhale, walk your hands toward the back of your mat so you end up in a forward fold at the back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bend your knees. Inhale, rise all the way up, joining your hands overhead. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Maybe closing your eyes here, just checking in. Seeing how things are for you. How's your foundation? Do you remember your intention today? Take a clearing breath in through the nose, and a sigh through the mouth. Opening your eyes if they were closed. Let's do that balancing series one more time here. This time, we're starting by shifting over to the left foot and finding that one-legged mountain pose with the right knee lifting. Any amount will do. Take a breath in here. Exhale, straighten that right leg, maybe lowering it to touch down for a little break. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. This time breathing like normal. Let's step the right heel down and shift to the right foot. Inhale, reach forward to prepare. And exhale, find your airplane pose. Woo. Eventually, we're rising back up and bringing that left knee up with us if we can. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Touch your left heel down and step to the left foot. Inhale, reach forward, preparing. And exhale, airplane. Eventually, rise back up. There's no rush here, so feel free to keep going in your own timing. And step your feet down to the floor. Shake it out if you want. And then we are headed back to the floor. So come on down. If you have a blanket handy, we might need that for later. Let's go ahead and grab that if you have one handy. And let's lower on down. You could hug your knees in right when you get there or as you go. And let's find that massaging pressure again. So we're just kind of circling the knees or kind of rocking the knees side to side. Helps to like really soften your effort through the low back. Like to me, it feels like I can kind of like make the back of the pelvis kind of look heavier. That feels extra good. The pressure. And then bringing your feet on down to the floor. Let's let the arms go out wide for support. Pick up the pelvis, scoot your pelvis over toward the left edge of your mat, setting it down. Then allow your knees to start twisting over to the right. So we scoot the pelvis to the left so that when we're twisting to the right, the spine stays more or less in alignment, like on the axis. Hope that makes sense. And you can always put some pillows between your knees or between your knees and the floor. If it feels right to you, maybe letting your head rock from one side to the other. Eventually find a point of stillness. Let that stillness illuminate any areas of gripping or over-efforting that perhaps you can soften. Starting to think about coming up and then switching sides. No hurry here. Eventually scooting your pelvis toward the right edge of your mat. And then letting your knees twist over toward the left. Maybe on this side, it feels nice to rock your head side to side. Maybe you find somewhere along the way that feels nice and you just stay still. Scanning again quickly for any areas of gripping or holding. And inviting them to soften. And when you're ready, coming back to center. If there are any last movements or stretches that your body's asking you for, go ahead and move or stretch in those ways. And for today's final rest, you could keep it classic and simple, back to Shavasana with your arms and legs out. If you want to add on some different sensations, you could grab a blanket or a pillow and put that beneath your back. And then kind of recline onto that, just to get a little bit more of a heart opening sensation or more cushioning. I invite you to close your eyes, or just again softening your gaze, relaxing your mind and your body. You will be hearing the Kalimba here shortly. So sit back and relax and enjoy the music. When you are ready, you can begin to reawaken your physical body with gentle movement, wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe letting your head rock from one side to the other. Maybe opening and closing your jaw, swallowing or yawning. Eventually making your way to either side. And then pressing your way on up to a comfortable seat. Let's join hands together at heart center. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and be free. And may our thoughts, words, and actions somehow contribute to that happiness and freedom for all. Together now, bringing thumbs up to third eye center. Let's take a little bow forward in gratitude. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.